All right, tonight is a special edition called The Mystery of the Metal Wildfires in Maui. Now, I think most people that watch this show know exactly what that means. And I have to tell you that I have to be careful tonight because it's so crazy. It's like we live in a world now where we have this unbelievable technology to come to you live, and we are live tonight. And I am looking at the live chat even as we speak. Thank you for everybody that's coming in there. Thank you for everybody that's hit that like button, smash that like button tonight. Smash it, smash it, smash it, smash it. Go ahead and get that out of the way. So next time you hear me say something about it tonight, you're just like, all right, already done it. Ain't going to cost you nothing. Take you just a few seconds. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to our channel. We would greatly appreciate that. But, I'm just going to ask questions. And one of the guys that we're going to see a lot tonight and has been, quite frankly, the warrior on this battle to make sure information is coming out of Hawaii. If it wasn't for Eric West from Maui Real Estate, who just had a YouTube channel where he's just promoting real estate there on the island of Maui where he lives, and he became a citizen reporter. And if it wasn't for him, we would not have most of the information that we have to this day. And he's still asking questions that no one is answering. No one has been able to answer these questions. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to react to a couple of websites here, some YouTube videos. We're going to let them play. I'll stop and comment. I'll look in the comment section, see what you guys are saying. But we're going to ask some very simple questions. And I am sure that, if you're on here on the live show and you get to watch this on Rumble or YouTube, Rumble may not give us any issues, but who knows if this video will survive the YouTube algorithm or not. But let's get into this tonight. I want to show you this first part here of a video, and I'm just going to show you the first part of it to give a little history of what went down just a few months ago that the whole world has moved on from. Let's watch this.
Without any warnings and without any water, the people tried to flee, but they were stopped by the police, who had orders to keep people from escaping.
I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I'm under orders to keep them here." And I said, "The fire is right around Safeway. It's going to hit Front Street. These people got to get out of here." And he said, "I'm following orders."
No way.
And so I just kept walking. Well, maybe he knows something I don't.
The Maui chief of police was the incident officer at one of the biggest cover-up operations in U.S. history, the 2017 Las Vegas.
No comment? You have to look up what photo. No comment right now, guys. No comment? Yeah. I'm talking to the chief, sir. Yeah. I understand. Why doesn't he want to speak to the people? Only to a camera.
To stop these disasters from getting even worse, we have to cut the carbon pollution that's driving the climate crisis, and that's what the Inflation Reduction Act is all about. As Karine noted, we're marking the one-year anniversary of a truly transformative piece of legislation, the Inflation Reduction Act, which is the
ruling class or a line in the sand for we the people. The federal government offers a one-time payment of $700 to each family that has lost their home. And the governor of Hawaii tells reporters that the state plans on acquiring the land.
I'm already thinking about ways for the state to acquire that land so that we can put it into workforce housing, to put it back into families, or to make it open spaces in perpetuity as a memorial to people who were lost.
And if it wasn't for the local community, the survivors would be left alone in the ashes of their neighbors.
If you think about what...
All right, so I want to stop there for a second. And I'm seeing our live chat is getting very active tonight, and I appreciate that because I think most people know the answer to the question. But the thing that I want to delve into tonight is a couple of big questions. And the first question that I think we need to ask is this. And I'm actually going to jump ahead and then come back in the order that I wanted to go. But I want to play this video clip here. This is from Michael Knowles on the Daily Wire. But what he's going to show you has been seen from multiple outlets, but it's very difficult to find this. By the way, if you do a search inside YouTube or Google, Maui fires, you will get an onslaught of multiple pages of regular news organizations, local news organizations covering things and toting the narrative. You have to know exactly where to go to find anyone that is still having any access to asking the same questions that never got answered. In fact, Eric West and Maui Real Estate's channel that we're going to show you in depth in just a moment, which is the big video for tonight, the very last video we're going to show you about the metal wildfires, the mystery of the metal wildfires. He don't even show up in my timeline anymore. And the algorithm should be put him up there. I have to search him out. I have to find him. He is being throttled without a doubt. But here's a question that gets a lot of people in trouble. And quite frankly, this question has caused some channels to get in trouble. And I hope it don't happen with mine. But I'm just going to play, and keep in mind, I'm not making any statements. I'm not making any proclamations. On this channel, we all have our own personal opinions, but on this channel right now, I have not made a declaration. I will not make a declaration. I might make some declarations, but I will not be emphatically telling you that I know exactly what happened, because I don't. But here's a question that hardly no one is asking anymore. You and I are asking this question, but the media is not asking this question. Here it is. Michael Knowles, Daily Wire, little short video.
The mayor of Maui will not say how many children are missing. What we've been told is that officially there are about 100 people who have died in the fires, but there are 1,000 people missing. Now, how many?
Now, this video came out on August 22nd, 2023. So it's a little old, but I'm playing this because you can't find anybody else even asking this question anymore, and it's never been answered.
Days later, here's what the mayor of Maui has to say.
I don't know. I wish
yes,
I knew
you do. How many children are missing? You know.
I knew the answer to that. I would be happy to answer that.
You have no estimate as to how many children are missing?
I guess we can end this right now if you guys want. Sorry.
This is one of the biggest questions.
So what you're seeing here is this is the mayor of Maui when this was just happening, a few days after it happened, and maybe a week after it happened or something like that. And a citizen reporter asked the question, where are the children, or how many children do you know is missing? And that question triggered the mayor to say, all right, I hope you're proud of yourself. You've just shut this whole thing down. Nobody else gets to ask me a question anymore. What? Why would that be a triggering question?
That the people of Lahaina have, but you don't want to answer.
It always takes one or two to ruin it for everybody.
Please, this is our only opportunity.
Well, we could say that about you. You ruined it for everyone.
You're welcome to say it. You're the media. You can say whatever you want.
You're a disaster.
All right. Okay. Please. Sorry.
You've been the worst mayor we could possibly imagine.
You won't even wait.
Respect what? This is the most dismal response we've ever had.
You won't wait for your turn. You want to shout over these guys that are legitimate.
Why don't you give them the real answers then? Give them the real answers.
That's not his question.
Let him.
Yeah. You can go. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Good on the journalist. I'm all for being respectful.
Okay, so do you know what happened after that? This citizen reporter was manhandled by 2 or 3 men and taken away while he's still yelling the same question. Why not answer the question like, well, it's a good question. We are looking into that. Here's the tentative numbers that we have. That triggered them. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just asking why. Why is it that all this time later, we still don't have a true definitive answer? We've had the governor address this and say all children are accounted for. But yet we still have the major discrepancy of the amount of children that were in Maui registered in the public school system. And then all of a sudden, school goes back again, and the number is reduced by a couple of thousand, maybe a little under 2,000, something like that. There was some that said we're not going back to public school. We're going to register that we are homeschooling. But a tremendous hundreds and hundreds and hundreds at least, maybe even over 1,000, upwards of 2,000 kids unaccounted for. I'm not saying anything happened to them. I'm not saying anything that something didn't happen to them. All I know is this: where are the parents? Where are the questions being answered about the children? Okay? So this is a question that I want to ask tonight of you Has anybody in the live comments heard anybody? Hey, Paul Begley's on here. Yeah, let me just flash him up here. I didn't even know Paul was on the show. My goodness. Yeah, okay. So look, I'm going to go back and see what else Paul had said. But here's the reality. Thank you, Paul, for joining us tonight, one of our greatest friends. So the question is still being asked, why is the children question not been answered? Let's go back to I want to show you another question. And I'm asking questions tonight. And if anybody has the answers, if anybody has seen the answer to that question, then tell me the answer to that question. Tell me the answer to where are the children. Here's another question. How does a fire disintegrate buildings the way that this fire disintegrated buildings, and yet the trees did not burn? Look at this right here. Just answer the question to me. How is this possible? And they want to call it a wildfire. This is the day after, a couple of days after, helicopters, one of the few videos that's out there where you can watch this. Look at the giant tree, gigantic tree. Look at all these houses. These houses are just the houses, or I mean, not just the houses, but the businesses and the houses just themselves are burned, and palm trees right next to it, the pavement right next to it, untouched. Not to mention, we all know about the color blue, if we really want to go down that rabbit hole. How many things that were blue did not burn right in the middle of this? Y'all, where's the black ash? This is white ash. This is white pulverized ash. Like when you come up on a campfire, or you've left the campfire and you've let it burn down to the coals have burned down to nothing but white ash left. That's what's left of these buildings. White ash. Unbelievable. Look at these trees. How does the fire, look, you see trees. Trees are spread out all through, right next to multiple hundreds of structures burned to ash. How does the fire not burn the tree? This is the mystery, y'all. This is the mystery. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, just look at this. This is the day after. I mean, this is the day of.
Old
maybe
folks
the day
home
after.
gone.
What in the world? Am I just being silly? But why is the pavement not even charred? Look at the white lines. The white lines right next to white ash buildings, burned to white ash, and there's not even soot on the white lines. Can anybody explain this to me?
Look, Auntie Bill's house gone.
All right, so Deborah says, didn't the same thing happen in California a few years ago to the houses? Yes. Looks exactly the same of what happened in California. You know, just asking the question. Have you ever seen a forest fire, the result of a forest fire? And it goes from one area to the next area before it finally is contained. Everything in its path, there's evidence that a fire was there. How do you have buildings? I'm just asking questions. I'm looking for some answers. How do you have buildings, most of them metal, and they are burnt inward, and they're collapsing inward, and there's trees planted right next to them that didn't even catch on fire? Like there was not even evidence of a fire. How does this work? If you're a firefighter, if you understand how building after building after building, just spot buildings, burn from within down, metal buildings and trees and wooden structures. I've seen videos where there are wooden sheds next to metal buildings. The metal buildings are burnt down all the way down to the ground, and the wood shed is left standing. Wood fencing left standing. Cars on the other side of the wood fence disintegrated. Can somebody please explain this to me? We cannot forget this. This is something that happened, that there is more going on than what we are being told. There are more going on than what we were. Something big happened in Maui. I don't know what that something big is, but I can tell you something is being hidden. What is it? How about this? Answers. There's a couple of questions that have not been answered. Okay? So now let's get to the part of why this video is really here. I want to give kudos to Eric West. Eric West he's a soldier, y'all. He just woke up, man. He had a successful, thriving real estate business, and then the fires of Maui hit, and he was on the ground with a phone just thinking video and talking to people, just thinking. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know what had happened. He was just saying, I think the world needs to know this. Internet's down and all this. I need to get it out as much as I possibly can. He wasn't trying to be a conspiracy theorist. He wasn't trying to stoke the fires and all this kind of stuff. He was just trying to tell everybody what's happening on the island where he lives. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, he blows up because no one can get this information anywhere. No one. Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Reuters, AP, even the local Maui, the local Hawaiian television station, nobody's covering what Eric West is covering. And he starts getting death threats. He starts getting all kinds of things going on. He starts raising money for the victims because the victims are going to get $700 one time. That's all they got. And guess what? I've watched several videos where almost the half or more of them have not even got their $700. And for those that did get their $700, they got nothing else. Nothing else. The insurance companies are giving them the runaround. I mean, I've seen person after person after person on Maui saying, we can't get insurance money. We can't get, they say the moment somebody helps you, like the Red Cross, if the Red Cross helps you, this is what insurance companies are telling the people of Maui. If the Red Cross or someone gives you a housing assistance to stay in while your house is being built, then some of your insurance money is not coming. This is the kind of stuff that's happening. And we've moved on. You know, now we're talking about Israel and Gaza, talking about Taiwan, and talking about what's happening in the Speaker of the House, and is there going to be a shutdown, and who's running for president, and who won the debate. We done moved on. That's the mentality of the world we live in. Tragedy happens, and in the vacuum of that tragedy, listen to me, in the vacuum of that tragedy, while it's all sensationalized, we watch videos, and all of a sudden the next thing comes and the next thing goes, we move on, and in that vacuum of that tragedy, the powers that be, the World Economic Forums, the Black Rocks, well, I'm triggering them all tonight, triggering everything in the algorithm tonight. The United Nations, the elites, they swoop in and they begin to implement their plan. Listen, have you not noticed? Agenda 2030 is on another level, y'all. It's on turbo speed. The 15-minute cities are coming. The digital wallet in the European Union was just approved this week. The digital euro is going to be put in it. Your birth certificate, your driver's license, your high school and college diploma, your money, everything, your medical records are all going to be digitized, which means programmable. So people are being offered by their insurance company or BlackRock and some other organizations are being offered, hey, it's going to cost you X amount in this inflation world to rebuild your house. So you don't have enough insurance for that. So here, take $250,000 and you go back to the mainland, build you a house there. Take $400,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money. But on Maui, it's not to build a house. Houses there cost over $1 million. Some of the nicer houses. But so what are they doing? It's not the full amount. So it's almost like an auction. They're giving the people something to make them go away, and then the insurance companies and the powers that be got the land. You heard the governor in the video that we just watched. He said he already had plans on seizing the property, turning them into open spaces for the environment, and maybe putting up a memorial and things like that in the place of someone's home. Yeah, that's the world we live in. Now let's get into this video right here. Because Eric West, as I said, is a soldier. And I'm not going to show the whole video, but he finally got access to walk into a certain area. And I'm going to let this video play, and I'm going to let Eric talk. And I want you to listen to what he says, because he's very careful, too, about how he's trying to word things. Well, listen to what he has to say. And let's look at these buildings. And I want you to ask yourself this simple question. Have you ever in your life seen a fire that works like this? Have you ever seen a wildfire, a destructive wildfire that did this?
Zoom in on our iPhone here and just let you take a look around here. And on the other side of this is a concrete, barrier, and then there's a huge concrete washout, kind of drainage area essentially. But isn't this just interesting? What I find the most interesting about this is the fact that there's really nothing else around here that caught fire. Once again, across the street, Calvary Chapel, Island Grocers, this is Ali'i Linen Service, everything is still good to go. And yet these buildings are completely,
look at the brush. Look at the shrubs.
Gone.
Right next to the building.
The shell is still up, but it's warped. You can see, check out, I don't know what happened to the meters. I don't know if it's been sprayed with.
Okay. What? Now, yes, that may have been some gel, but why? Why? Maybe there's an explanation. Maybe an electrician, maybe a firefighter can tell me why in this situation they supposedly did this to the meters. There are hypotheses out there. There are people who suggest that these kind of fires or electrical fires or magnetic fires, who knows? I'm just saying what other people said. I didn't say that. That the smart meters may have something to do with that. Can somebody please help me understand why I saw him walking through houses, neighborhoods, and there were some houses that were untouched by the fire, except for their meter was burned. And one guy, the only thing on his house, there was no fire touched his house, but his garage door keypad melted and blew off the side of his garage door and was laying on the concrete, charred and melted, but nothing else burned. Asking questions, wondering if anybody has answers.
With some kind of goo, but you can see the meters are toast. But I'm just wondering what caused these things to catch fire. That's all I'm just curious about.
Look at the trees.
Where did it come from? Where was the source of ignition? Again, not across the street, but Building D here, line of plumbing, shout out. West Side Glass, West Side Air.
What kind of fuel do you need to make a fire come into a metal structure and burn it from the inside out, and yet the pavement is untouched, the trees are untouched, and the facility right next to it is like nothing ever happened? Please help me understand.
Build-Right Inc., they're good. This building,
but it's about to get really crazy.
Completely incinerated, gutted, as they say in England, gutted. So now I can legally walk. I'm just surprised I can legally video, right? Hope they don't come arrest me for operating my iPhone in public.
Look at that.
It's like, I just want to show you a couple of curious things on this little walk. I got 3 more things to show you after this, by the way. 3 more things. So we're going to go for a quick brisk walk. I'm going to get some of my 10,000 steps in today. Neither here nor there, but I just want you to see what's on.
What he's doing right now is he is systematically showing you or asking the question, where was the fire coming from? Where was the fuel that pushed a fire in this supposedly heavy winds to do something like this building? You've seen the front of the building. The trees were not even touched, and even the shrubs. You've now seen the left side of the building. You can see it just ends at the garage doors. Now he's going to show you the backside. Could it have come from the backside?
on the other side of this building, just so I can prove to you empirically that there's nothing else around here that could have caught it on fire. Here's the propane tank, it's still good. But look at this. Whoop. Right, so we know the fire didn't come from here. This is a big concrete ditch. Now this was on fire down below. You can see this is scorched. So the fire went along here, but not a lot of fuel. So what caused these buildings, these particular buildings, to go up? I don't know the answer. Again, just curious, right? Don't shoot the messenger. I never said microwave or do or conspiracy this or that or the other. I am just pointing the camera at what happened.
Now look at this.
Asking for public input.
I want to go back to this. Steel is the second strongest and most widely used metal in the world. Okay? Now watch this next graphic he's going to show you.
And I'm asking for public input. Thoughts, how it's possible. How did these buildings catch fire? They're metal.
Look at the pavement.
Last time I checked, metal isn't like super.
All right. So we've got steel. The melting point of steel is 2,760 degrees Fahrenheit. 2,760 degrees Fahrenheit.
Super flammable, right? Do you ever go on like a campfire and, you know, hey, honey, bring some sheet metal along. We're going to roast some marshmallows.
Look how beautiful everything else still
It's
looks.
just not the conversation.
The trees barely got scorched.
So I got a few more things I want to show you. By the time we end this walk, we're going to be by that building right there.
Okay, I
I'll
want
show
to
you
fast
something
forward.
really
Show you
wild.
something.
But, oh yeah, hey, before we get to that building, it's going to take me a little while to get there, so good shape. The sticker or the placard says, you know, structure is okay, but then you got this.
That's wood.
Situation next door where everything is just melted.
The wood didn't even burn to
there's
ash.
Some kind of, you know, I don't know. Why is all this on fire? Or why did it all, there's not even a structure here.
Yeah, why?
But
somebody
yeah,
please answer me,
just
if you know.
Just piles of ashes of stuff that was clearly made out of some kind of tin foil or metal or something.
I'm going to show you one more thing and then I'm going to tell you something.
Metal really took a hammering on this fire. If you were metal, I mean wood, you're kind of good, right? Wood.
This right here is interesting, what I'm about to show you.
It really freaks me out, man. You guys got to help me with this one.
Okay, now watch this. Please somebody help me understand this.
I don't get this one at all. So here's what's wild. Of course, they didn't let us in here for a few months, so we don't know everything that's transpired. But what's really wild is this repair. So this building, perfectly fine, right? Can you see it? It's perfectly good.
Look how good the building is. Now watch.
Except for that little area down there. Now check this out.
Why?
They tore up all this asphalt right here. And these are an underground culvert. I don't know if you can see that very well, but if you stick your fingers in the side here, you come up black with ash, and you can see a bunch of ash that's in there, right? And then this was all recently dug up. And if you walk down to this end of the building, you can see there's a burned out boat over there, and you got this whole area here is super scorched.
Wow.
Right? Super scorched.
Why?
And on the other side of that car is a boat that's melted. There's a boat. See that? Look at that. That's a boat. I checked it out earlier. There's somebody down there now. I don't want to be up in someone's grill on live YouTube, but you can see the boat trailer. The boat's melted, and that building is scorched. I went inside the building. It smells like smoke, but it's not burned. It's not burned at all. Concerned Aloha-filled citizens, don't be goofy, right? As my son says, don't be one dummy, you dummy. Don't be a dummy, right? Look around.
All right, so let's just break this down for a second here. So he's walking through a business district on the island of Maui with his phone. There's very little tape out. There's just a few little strips of yellow tape, a couple of signs that look like they're up there with Scotch tape. There's perfectly intact buildings. There are buildings 100% untouched. No evidence or sign of even soot on them. And right next to them is a completely destroyed building, of which they are surrounded by vegetation that did not burn. Concrete all around them. No evidence of a fire traveling towards this building. There are cars sitting randomly in parking lots, if you watch the whole video. And I linked his channel down below in the description already. So you, when this show's over with, you can go to his channel, subscribe to his channel, and watch all his videos. And you'll see cars sitting in the middle of a parking lot. No cars around it, just pavement that was abandoned, burned to the ground. Some of them, their wheels and even brake calipers melted to liquid form. The liquid trail runs out. But no trees around it, no brush around it, no buildings around it, just a car burned. How did that happen? How does a building burn from within inside and it's metal? And outside of that one structure, I didn't want to just sit here and watch videos all night long, but if you watch that video yourself, you'll see that he goes around the backside of another one that's just like that, that's isolated by itself, that burned. And there's a wood shed out next to this guy's truck. He's out there doing something. And the wood shed, you can tell, has been there. It's not new structure, untouched. Last time I checked, metal, wood. Wood, flammable. Metal, not flammable. Metal can melt, but has to be very, very hot. In order for wood to burn, it's not the same level of heat as it is to melt metal, steel. Are you hearing me? So the question is, what in the world has happened? Why are we being told to move on? Why are we being told nothing happened here? You conspiracy theorists can go home now because nothing happened. You know, not everything's a conspiracy. Oh, I get that. I understand that. But you know what? The older I get, the more I'm beginning to realize that more things are conspiracy than you think, and it's really not a conspiracy. It's fact. That's the label people put something on something when they don't want that narrative out. It don't fit the narrative. Why? Why did this happen? Something very similar in California. If you go back and you look at the fire that happened in California that many of you are talking about in the live chat right now, I saw one that was like I don't know if it was a Popeye's chicken or something on one corner. There was another building, an auto parts place right here. Both of them burned to the ground. Across the street from each other in California, pavement in between, palm trees on both sides, no fire anywhere else. What happened? Okay, I think it's called Paradise. But was it a test run for something? What happened? Was it a malfunction of something in the electrical grid? Was it some type of... If you're not watching, you have no idea what I just did. Trying to get around being kicked off. Beep. I need a beep. This ain't a beep, but maybe that'll be my beep. I'm not saying it was a... But what was it? What was it? What happened? What is still happening? Here's my question to you tonight. What is coming? What is the next thing that's coming that a few people will be able to record on their phones, and it will be the next level of control, and we'll be told to move on as well? And if you don't think the world will move on from something that is taking their freedom away right before their very eyes, look around. Look around at what just happened in Israel, okay? All right, whatever side you're on, the reality is this. Israel is in Gaza doing I don't know what rabbit hole you want to go down, but watch this. Within a week, the people were programmed to put combined around the world millions of people in the streets protesting against Israel. Today, if you're watching this live or on the replay this week, on this day, what is today? November 16th. Unbelievable. A document, a letter written by Osama bin Laden in 2002, right after 9/11, called A Letter to America. I haven't read it. I don't have no desire to read it. I've heard excerpts from it, but apparently it's been on TikTok, and thousands of young people are reading it and supporting Osama bin Laden, saying that he was right about America. That America is not a great country. It's the worst country in the history of the world. Have we got problems? Oh, yeah. Have we always had problems? Oh, yeah. But you think this is the worst country in the world? It's on its way. There's a lot of stuff happening that's really bad. I do not trust our government. I do not trust our media. Really, quite frankly, the only thing I trust is my God, the Word of God, and the people in my family. But I can tell you this, there's no way that I can guarantee you to trust me. I mean, I'm just, a lot of you don't know me personally. So I'm not expecting you to blindly trust me. I'm saying if you hear something on the big picture, check up on it. Check up on it. If I find out I'm wrong about something, I'll admit I'm wrong about it. All I'm doing tonight is asking the question, why has everyone been told nothing to see here, move along? There's a lot to see in this Maui thing. And a lot of questions have not been answered. And we're going to keep asking the questions. This ain't the last video that I'm going to do on this. And I hope if anybody's watching this and anybody has any way of getting in touch with Eric West, I know he said he don't want to do interviews, but maybe he can watch our channel and see that we're sympathetic to his cause. He's a man of God. I'm a man of God. I'd love to have him on the show. If anybody has a way of getting a hold of him, let him know. We'll come on here, let him speak. We'll pray for him. The big picture. That's all we're trying to show you. So tonight, one other thing I want to tell you real quick is 1 week from tonight, watching this live, is Thanksgiving. Can you believe that? Is that crazy? That's crazy. Thanksgiving is a week away. What? Well, Sandy and I are going to have a special Thanksgiving day with Larry and Sandy live at 9 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day. So while you're getting ready for family, you're up that morning cooking. How about this? Most of you, like me, used to watch the parade, and the parade has become almost unwatchable. Okay? They don't even show the balloons. They don't even show the floats anymore. They just show Broadway musicals and half-dressed men and women. Now, women dressed as men dressed as women, gyrating on a Thanksgiving morning. We used to be a part of our tradition. We can't even hardly watch it anymore. So how about this? We're going to give you the alternative. Something else at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, Thanksgiving Day with Larry and Sandy. So join us on that. And then that night, on Thanksgiving night, when you're eating your turkey and you're eating your leftovers from turkey and all that's kicked in and you just woke up from your nap, 7 o'clock on Thanksgiving night, will be the Kingdom Intelligence Report, and it will be Stand Day Up. He was obviously going to be here tonight. We had to change some things on the calendar. So Thanksgiving night, how about that special? Turkey on the afternoon, and starting off with Larry and Sandy in the morning, turkey in the afternoon, and Stand Day-O to close out Thanksgiving night. God bless you. We want to remind you, you can always go straight to our website now, and you can watch all 13 episodes of our TV show. Become partners with us. We will greatly, greatly appreciate it. LarryRagland.com. Go there, and we love you, and we ain't woke, but we're certainly awake. Hope you enjoyed tonight. We'll see you, let's see, what's tonight? Thursday night. Probably breaking news between now and Monday. If not, we'll be back here Monday night at 7 o'clock, Sandy and I, to handle the news of the day. God bless you, and know that we ain't woke, but we are certainly awake. See you next time on The Big Picture. God bless. Amen. God bless. The video's not working. Nighty-night. Bye-bye.